Now, let's get straight into the real reason why I came down here to record today. I wanted to talk about the production cycle and to give you an overview of how, as a documentary filmmaker, you should think about production cycles to get the very best results for your filming. Now, essentially this divides into pre-production, production and post-production. Let's take each of those in turn. Essentially, pre-production is everything you do prior to actually properly kicking off the making of your film. So, for example, it might be reaching out to funders, it might be doing that preliminary idea generation process prior to actually discovering the story, discovering the idea of the film that you want to tell, or it could be, for example, lining up potential partners and so forth for the production you're doing. It's all like kind of laying the groundwork. Budgeting would be another aspect of that, ensuring that you have the budget to do what you want to do, thinking a bit about the locations to correspond with the budget such that you're not going into locations that are monstrously expensive, or setting up a production cycle that's going to be very tough, okay? So that's essentially, think about that as the pre-production. Production, I would put research for a documentary film, I would put research into the production cycle because it's so critical to the overall success of your project. This is not the research that you're doing at the idea stage, at the stage where you're trying to discover the idea for the film. This is at the stage where you've nailed down what your film's about and you're now setting out to actually properly research the subject prior to casting characters, doing your filming and progressing on with your film. So doing a comprehensive and proper research exercise is really, really important, okay? Now, documentary research is much underrated. You're going to find a lot of television stations, a lot of executive producers, a lot of producers will try to skimp on the research because they just want you to get on with, you know, the filming of the thing and straight into the editing and everything else, and indeed they'll try to compress those schedules as well. Let me tell you, decent documentary research is one of the real keys to success. And it's actually a huge money and time saver as well, and it's important to try to communicate that across to the people who are actually funding your projects. The more you can do decent research, the more likely it is that you make the good choices about who to cast, how to film them, where to film them, how to construct your film, how to shoot your film, and it's all going to pay huge dividends in the edit because your film is going to be so much more focused if you've done the right research.